night, stayed at the Lookout. What an amazing place. It's a privately owned thing, but the guy lets people stay there. Got a beautiful sunrise and sunset. But we miscalculated our water and we didn't have any, so we had to go to the first shelter and get water and have breakfast and coffee. But no big deal. We got to push out some miles today because we got to set ourselves up to getting into Hanover tomorrow. We've already got a place to stay. And the guy said if we get there before 1 o'clock, he wants us to come talk to his class because he's a professor at Dartmouth. So that'll be interesting. So we'll see what today brings. Just a lot of little ups and downs today. But we'll get it done. The trail. However, some of these younger kids are catching up to us now. And they form these little tramways. And there's one around us right now where you say hello and they don't even bother saying hello to you. They walk right on by you when they pass you on the trail without even acknowledging you. We were sitting in the shelter having lunch the other day and they just talk around you. And I just don't understand this attitude, you know. Are they just insulating themselves on their little tramway? Do they not want to bother getting to know anybody else? And to me, it just seems outright rude. You know, there's been plenty of younger people out here that have been an absolute joy to meet and talk to. But these groups are just such little idiots. And it kind of pisses me off, but I've just got to shake it off and let it go. Don't let it bother me. But when I'm walking down the trail, if I'm passing somebody, I'm going to say, hey, you know, excuse me, how you doing? Have a good hike, whatever. And these idiots just pass right on by. But I'm catching up to them now, so I got to be quiet. Shh. See, this is one of the jerks I was talking about. Earlier, I stepped aside to let him pass. He didn't say a word. Not a thank you. Didn't even look me in the eye. So then I passed him. And then he was right behind me. So I slowed to almost a crawl. Just to make a point. And finally, he says, you know, excuse me, and whatever. So I basically said, well, yeah, it's amazing what happens when you use words. And be polite. Oh, I just have my headphones in and listen to music. So that shouldn't stop you from being polite. His kids' mamas didn't raise them right. So maybe motorcycle mama will teach them a few lessons. Ridiculous kids. As a little addendum to that last video, apparently what Knee Deep and I are doing might be rubbing off. Because when the rest we stopped and took a little break, and when the rest of that kid's crew walked by, they actually had smiles on their faces and said hello. So, yay. Maybe we're actually breaking through to them a little bit. There's a couple that hiked 2 years ago, Sobo, bought a house right near the trail crossing. And on their back porch, they've got a fridge, and you can go buy drinks, and there's homemade brownies and homemade ice cream sandwiches and candy bars and all sorts of stuff. So I had a really good Gatorade and a brownie. Yum. But yeah, I guess they just started doing this. And they're fixing the house up. And they just had a baby, so little tiny baby. So it was nice to take a little break. So got the Professor and Rambo up ahead. We all stayed the night at Trail Angel Linda's at West Hartford, Vermont. It was a rainy day and thunder showers coming in even more. So there's a good number of us staying there. She allows you to sleep in the upstairs part of the barn. They got a few beds to crash on, and then you can throw your tent up. So a few people were tenting, and it was a good night. She is just an amazing person. She put out so much food, soda. She even gave us beer. This morning there was coffee and bagels. Just an amazing person. And all she asks is, if you feel like it, give a donation. So we had a good night. Now we're walking through the town of West Hartford. And we'll be turning off down the interstate soon. Then back into the woods. Trail has been really good today. Fortunately, the rains didn't affect things too much as far as slippery or mud. So it's been a nice walk this morning. Water sources have all been dry. But we'll be to town soon, so it won't matter. But really beautiful way to end Vermont. Nice morning. Birds were singing earlier. Still kind of going now, but early in the morning they're just beautiful. So on to town, get my boxes, and get everything sorted. Heard from Greg, the guy we're going to stay with tonight, and somebody who stayed with him last night is going to go do his class. So we've got until 3 o'clock to get all our stuff done in Hanover, and then he'll pick us up. So now we're just kind of waiting to get across here. Okay. We'll probably be taking one of those soon. And here we are, the bridge. Bridge over the Connecticut River. Really pretty. Nice river crossing. We are. Vermont, you've been good to us. But we are now in New Hampshire. 2 states to go.